I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the bus. So this is the front doorway. Obviously there's still flooring to go on, but as we come up the stairs, you can see get an idea of what this layout is going to look like. And this is something that I'm super excited about. This is a really, really incredible bench. And we still have another unit that we just took out of here. We're gonna remake it in a different shape just to make the entry a little easier. But there's another unit going up here as an armrest and a cabinet that goes here for shoes and stuff. So, this bench. This piece is solid, it stays here. So this is the height of the bench. We're gonna have a 3-inch cushion on top. Good height. Countertop will go up here, also a good height. Now, in the front side of this, there's 3 drawers. One here, and one here. Big drawers that will pull out, and they'll have a ton of storage for if there's anyone staying here. This would be a great place to put clothing and stuff. It's a great place to organize yourself. And then the backrest that goes up here is something that's going to be removable. It's going to sit on notches. It's going to come out. And there's going to be ottomans built here that backrest is going to fit on top of. And the cushion of that backrest is now the same cushion that we were sitting on. So now it's become a huge bed. Now, what's really trick about this is that these ottomans, which we haven't built yet, are going to be about 2 feet by 2 feet, and the top of it is going to lift off. It's going to have hinges that lift up like a coffee table lift that go up and over, and they're going to be strong enough to hold a couple 100 pounds when you use 2 of them. So the idea is to take these ottomans and have 2 lids that lift off like this, take that backrest, put it on top, and now we've got a big table for everyone to sit at. And it also drops down as a big coffee table if that's needed. Or those ottomans push in here, go tight to the bed, and now you have a big mattress, a big, huge sleeping surface. So then we can put that backrest back on there. We now have 2 ottomans with removable cushions, so now have footrests, and we have the ability to move these ottomans over to the other side of the bus to act as seats for a flip-up table on the wall. We'll get there later. This bench has access panels and another cabinet in here. So another storage compartment in every one of these. These ones are really big and shallow. This one is much deeper, and the fuel filler is here. And what we've done is, so you can see, and in here, we've got a nice big storage compartment. It's very deep, like very deep. And then these just front filler holds. Everything sits in there nice and tight. It'll all get painted, and there's enough space made up in the cabinets for painting surface. So seat belt. We have the ability to fit 4 people in seat belts along this. And the likelihood is that we're not going to have that, but there'll always be seat belts available. So this is actually a seat. This can be a seat. So total 5 people can travel in the bus with seat belts. The flip-up table that I was speaking about will be right underneath the middle of this flip-out window. So the table will come up like this. There'll be a chair built inside here, and this is another area we'll get to later. And the ottoman can go over up against the back of that cabinet and act as a seat for this table that's here. So you have two people that sit at there. Those seat heights will be at the same height. The kitchen is pretty fucking awesome. It's a perfect size. And I didn't go small on the things that you really don't want to be small with. And that's a sink. You really want to have a big area to put, like, this is where the sink happens. This is going to be lined with vegetables and like all of the produce washed at one time. Not having it all laying on the counter or anything, having it in here on a rack, being able to dry, and then straight into the fridge, which will be right there. And these cabinets, there's going to be a drawer here that has trash bins and recycling bins in it, and then a pull-out cutting board with a drop-in for the compost. And then on the other side, we have another set of cabinets which are not as big. They're a little narrower, but still a lot of storage. There'll be a stainless steel diesel furnace and stove going here. This is out of a nautical application, so this is something you put in like a 50-foot yacht. It's not using propane or wood, anything like it. We're using diesel, which we already have a lot of on board, and we're going to have another auxiliary tank to run and have dedicated heat and cooking from a diesel fuel source. And then finally the fridge goes here. It's a full size, like a 12 cubic foot fridge with a top freezer. And what I really love about these cabinets is that we built them with drawers underneath. So we have 3 drawers on that side and 2 drawers on this side, and I built them tall enough to house cans. So long-term storage, all of the cans, all of the beans, garbanzo beans, everything that we use a lot of that can really keep for a long time, all has a dedicated storage space, which is all under here. And I'm going to dedicate probably this one to like cooking trays and stuff for the stove, which goes right here. So these cabinets maximize the storage capabilities of what's available in this bus. And then on top of all of that, we're also going to do some upper cabinets the length of the countertop, which are going to have, they're not going to be huge, they're going to be proportional, they're going to flow very well with the bus, but they most certainly are not going to be the size of like a standard kitchen cabinet. They're not coming down any further than the windows. All they're going to do is just come out further towards the front of the countertop, so they'll be at a higher point in the ceiling, and you'll basically have a decreasing size as you go deeper and deeper into the cabinet. So we're basically about a week away from having all of the cabinets and the plinth that goes here and the bench that needs to be built there. Like we're really approaching about a week away from being finished that phase. And one of the last projects is to build a dashboard, is to build a wooden cabinet there as well, with a nice piece of like finished oak on top. And this bottom portion is where I'm going to be storing all of my battery cells. This is going to be my power station. This is going to be my lithium ion battery pack, my 48 volt system. And right over here is going to be a dedicated sealed off insulated box with a fan and a heater core. And we're going to build into the dashboard tubes that go this way and blow hot air up at the dashboard. So this is going to be the heater box, and there's going to be ductwork built into the wood that sends heat up towards the dashboard. So we can defrost the windows if we ever need, and that'll be a sustainable amount of heat for the front area, since the driver sits right there and the passenger sits right there. So this front area will be warmed by this, and we won't really need to run any auxiliary heat.